very good morning, afternoon, or night, depending on the moment you will watch this. Yeah, time for a new vlog already. A bit sooner than expected, actually. Normally I'm having it a few days later as the start of the new month, and well, my schedule didn't allow it to do it at that moment, so a couple of days earlier now, and it really doesn't matter because it doesn't have to be the first of the month every time. And next month I will also publish a new vlog a few days earlier because I have a big crafting event here in the Netherlands to attend, and so then I can tell you a bit about the new things at that time, which I will carry on through the event and also publish later on when being back. But it's a good thing to do that also a bit in advance instead of 2 days before. So the next vlog will also be a bit earlier. And in the end, in this vlog I will tell you a lot of new things, new stuff happening. But many of these things already are showed or a little bit told about already. So it really doesn't matter. Yeah. A new month in preparation, and last month was actually a really busy one. Lots of preparations for new things, but also a lot of orders, which I'm very grateful for. And I really want to thank you once again. If you ordered something or did something, make a comment, whatever. I really loved it. Thank you very much, and it makes me very happy. And yeah, it's also fun to see we're a few months later now since the start of Veluwsch Verfgoed. We can see there are popping up little things everywhere done with the yarn I dye or the patterns I have designed over the last months. And it's really fun to see like your projects and your way of using yarn or whatsoever. It's fun to see all those things coming up like the spring, like flowers emerging from the ground, and please share them. I'm happy to also share them with my followers, and I'm also happy if you have used any yarns of me to put it in my web shop as an example. And I really love seeing things coming around at the moment. In the beginning it was of course not that much because it was new and it was not really spread out, and now things are slowly starting to evolve, which is a really fun thing. So thank you for that. Well, lots of things to show and to tell, new things, so I think it's the best to just start, and let's do that. Okay, so lots of new yarns, colors and whatsoever to show you. So let's start off, and first let me say, last month I told you about the guy with the Hook and Ade color line of DK was discontinued because the fabric, no, not the fabric, the manufacturer was not ready, was changing some things, and I decided to just cancel it and well, take it out of the shop. And you all listen to that note because most of it is gone by now, sold out. A few more balls are in the sales section of the shop, so if you're really interested still, well, there is a few balls are still available, but not that much. And I also said I would change it by another brand of yarn, a bit similar to what the DK line was. And so that is installed by now, and I already showed it and told it, but maybe if you missed it, it's interesting to see. And it's not it's something that is already out there. It's not that special, but well, I have now installed this whole line of LED Lopi, and it's a similar line of yarn. It's also a DK weight and really lovely natural colors. But the most fun thing about this one is there is lots more of colors available than I had in the DK Ade. So this is now available in my shop. Most of you already know LED Lopi, so it's not that special, but I found it very useful to apply to my shop because it's fitting into the theme I present. Dozens of colors, and well, from now on available at Veluwsch Verfgoed as well. You can definitely knit. This is mostly used for knitting color work or whatsoever. At the moment I'm crocheting with it, so later on you will definitely see a pattern with this in crochet, but it's multi usable in any way. It's really lovely. So Let Lopi is new in the shop. And saying that, as we speak about Ade, I also had a post from Estonia this last week with new gradient colors of Ade. So we have two new colorways, the Ancient Woods and the Sakura. Both are really beautiful, a bit well, the colors are not definitely that bright because the light is very incoming these days. They're a bit softer actually, but these two are also new in the shop. And we also have a whole new weight of yarn in the shop, actually lace, because I definitely got some questions from customers over here that they actually missed a lace weight in the shop. So I decided to order some lace skeins to dye. And let's start off with a small selection of colors. So I made 5 or 6 colors I dyed, and all based on Dutch sky types. And that resulted in this beautiful skein. It's the lace weight version of my brand. And the colors are still a bit more heavier than the real ones are, a bit more soft. Well, a lace weight is a 100 gram skein with 800 meters of yarn on it. It's a 100% blue-faced Leicester yarn, superwash. And I definitely decided with dyeing to keep the colors a bit more soft and less colorful, because most of the time lace yarn is used for lace knitting, of course, and that is already a lot of going on in the pattern itself, or you use some beads in it. So I thought the base of the yarn must be a bit more well, solid, less heavier in color work. So I'll base it on Dutch sky type. So this is the typical Dutch skies, a blue sky with white clouds. But we also have the spring sky, which is a lovely green, and my personal favorite, the lightning, which you can see a real dark color with some golden elements in it. I really love this one. It was already sold out immediately actually, but I already dyed it again, so it's available once more. Yeah, so 6 colorways. Check it out if you are interested, and we'll see how this will go. If it's well, if you like it, and it's of course it sells, it's purchased regularly, then I will definitely dye some more colors with it. But for now it's perfect to start with a smaller amount of colors and see what it will do. Yeah, so Veluwsch Verfgoed lace. And then we have the Van Gogh collection of last month. You all accepted this very well, and I'm very happy about it, because well, I really loved it, making it and designing it and coloring it and dyeing it and whatsoever. But it's definitely always a surprise how the public, like you guys, will look at it. But it's very well accepted. Thank you for that. And to mention, a collection I dye is actually available for some months. It's not that the Van Gogh collection will stay out there for 5 years. It's I think about well, this collection will stay for, well, maybe perhaps autumn this year or the last months of this year, and then it will discontinue again, and I will create a new collection. In this way we can keep special colorways, and it's also fun to make new themes all the time, which I really love doing. and so it's an extra addition to my shop and my work, but it's definitely not going to stay. So for now, the next months, I will definitely dye extra if needed, but well, in the end, it will disappear once again. So that must be that it's clear for you guys to know, not that you think like, oh, I will next year probably purchase sometime a Starry Night skein, and it isn't there anymore. Of course, I will let you know by that time, but it's perhaps important to not mention as well. But about Van Gogh. Many of you asked me, do you have like a pack of mini skeins so I can have all the colors out of that collection? And I did not think about it, but it was a really great idea. So I'll hurried and made some packages of some kits of all the 10 mini skeins of the colors. But well, that was the current stockings I had. In the meantime, I have dyed extra, and I have created these beautiful packages which hold a mini skein of all the 10 colors of the Van Gogh collection. The colors are once again a bit more heavier than expected, but these are available as well now. So and definitely it's a bit cheaper because you have like the prices for 7 skeins and you have 3 actually for free, then instead of purchasing all the skeins individually. So these are available as well now. And about new colors, we also have some new colors to the collection as well, which will stay. And the first we're gonna talk about is this beautiful dark red skein, which is called the High Devil, and this is a legend here in the Veluwe as well, which well, the whole story I will not tell you because we don't have the time, but it's about a boy who lures the devil and tries to escape him and think he managed, but the next day he finds out that definitely didn't happen, and it definitely had a price if you mock the devil. It's an old folk tale here, and this skein is dyed on it, and it's a really deep dark red, which I really love. I don't know if it's really, yeah, there it is. This will stay. It's a current color we keep, and it's available in sock, DK, and the minis of both. So new color. We have the same, another red. It's a bit lighter red than the other one in tweed. The tweed marigold is discontinued because it was definitely not selling, which is fine, but then you have to change something. So I missed a red there as well. So we now have a beautiful red tweed as well. It's a bit more lighter than the High Devil. And this is the foxberries, a berry that's definitely very common here in this nature place. So that's new. And we have another new color, the Burning Shepherd. And you must really think like, what are those names? It's another legend around here of a shepherd who burned his own sheep flock, actually. And when he was standing in front of a judge, he denied he had done it, and so the judgment, the payment for lying and doing it was a lifetime wandering around the Veluwe in a burning state. So the legend goes like, if you walk here by night, you can see in the shadows far away from you a shimmering of flames and a burning man, which is the Burning Shepherd. So this skein is actually dyed on that legend, and it's a bit of the brown gray tones are the darkness, and you will find red, orange, and a bit of yellow through it as the shimmering burning man shepherd. A really lovely color, as well available for all the sock, the DK, and the minis. And we have a very special new color as well, which was already a long time on my list to do. And let me explain a bit about it. Because at the beginning of when I started Veluwsch Verfgoed, of course my logo is a fox. And someone told me at the very first weeks, like, oh, it's definitely looking like another brand's label of a yarn business, which is discontinued by now. It's a pretty easy way to continue on with that in a slightly different way. Like, I had copied someone else's brand, and of course that's definitely not what it was. I mean, I'm not gonna use someone else's brand to make my own brand, and I have enough creativity and ideas to create something of my own. So I found that comment, and that, well, it was actually a conversation in life, but I really was, well, it's fine you say it, but why would you say it? Because it's definitely not what it is. And so the story behind this is, of course, I have mentioned it more than once that a very important person in our lives is no longer here anymore, and that's of course my grandmother. And well, you sometimes gonna realize that moments you had in life with each other are actually even more important now that you know they will not be there any longer. And she was a vivid part of my life. There was we saw, well, not saw, but we spoke each other each day. There was always she really loved doing what I did, like crocheting, making books, this whole thing. And it's a shame she never have seen me dyeing my own yarn, and I know she would have loved that. So last year I already made the honor to her by creating a crochet pattern with her as a tribute. That was mean. But of course, she always told me, believe in yourself, use your creativity to put out there, because that's the thing that makes you special, and trust that thing, because it's a good thing. And that's the only thing that I used to actually make the choice to start with Veluwsch Verfgoed at the beginning of this year. And but I also felt it was the right thing to do to take that with me and use it even in an image to the shop. And of course my logo of the shop is a fox. And of course everyone loves that image because they find a fox pretty or funny or whatsoever. But my grandmother's name was Mientje Vos, and Vos is the Dutch word for fox. So actually this is a reference to my late grandmother Mien. And so for me it makes much more special to use this logo than just regularly take someone else's brand because it's funny or good looking. It has a very deep reason because I chose this. Anyhow, having this logo also made me think, I thought it would be great to have a new color honoring my grandmother. So from now on we have a colorway called Mientje Vos. And she really loved pinks, so here it is. I created this beautiful color full of pink and a bit of brown. And well, the brown represents the past for me, and all the pinks of course were her favorite color. So together this forms my tribute to her. The skein is named after her, and it will of course stay in my collection for all time. Available in stock, decay and both minis. But this is a new colorway. So a very special one. And of course we have a new color of the month. Last month it was crocus. Well, this one is discontinued when it's out of stock. There are still a few skeins left, but once this is done, the colorway is done. And we have a new colorway for this month in April. And we here in the Netherlands are still full in spring, and things are the trees, everything is blossoming. That's what I wanted to say. So the theme is blossom, and that delivers this skein. It's a bit more vivid than previous ones, but I think that's perfect for the occasion. And we have the pinks of the blossom, the browns of the branches, or the trees, not what one, and a very vivid green of the new leaves that are popping out of their buds. So I really love it. The new colorway Blossom for this month, available in Sock, Decay and the Minis. And the next color of the month will be a special one, but that I will tell all about that in the next vlog. So these are in at the end all the new colors and yarns for now. But of course we also have a lot to talk about patterns and stuff. So let's continue on with that. Okay, so new pattern work. Last month I introduced already a knitting pattern. Adar, well, I really don't know how to pronounce it, but it's Gaelic. And well, that's not my native language, so I do really hope I pronounce it the right way. This beauty was released with this beautiful cable. I really need to show the right side, not the back. This beauty was released, and it's really a lovely knitting pattern with cables. It's a very large scarf, but it makes it very wearable. And of course there's also a booklet available if needed, but the pattern is also digital available. Yes, Adar. I actually really designed this one to see how my Veluwsch Verfgoed tweet was working up, and that's turned out very well. But in the end, the pattern is based on a decay weight yarn, and I only have tweed in a fingering weight yarn, so I held my tweed yarn double. But in the end it doesn't matter. You can make this one out of 3 skeins of decay yarn or 3 skeins of fingering weight yarn held double. In the end it's the same, so it doesn't matter. But important to mention, and that will deliver you a very large scarf which can be worn, and I'm very happy with it. So this one is out by now, but perhaps you already had seen that because it's about published 2 weeks ago or something like that. And in the last vlog I also showed you part of a cushion cover I was designing, the Oceanborn cushion, and I intended to actually have released that already, but I postponed it for a few weeks, days, whatsoever, because well, I still had to do some preparations, like printing. The booklets were not printed by the publisher. And I also had to dye some more for this, but in the end the pattern will come in the next day somewhere, and the cushion is already complete. So this is the Oceanborn cushion, and I really love the texture of this pattern. So this is the cushion, but in the end it's just a real big square, and you could just crochet the squares and make a blanket out of it if you love it. You can also enlarge the whole pattern over and over. That's really up to you, but I'll decide to make a cushion about it, and because it's a very tense pattern, well, it takes definitely time to crochet this, but I really love how it looks. And this is made with my own hand-dyed yarn, so I'll have dyed a kit for it, which will be available when the whole thing is published. And it actually holds white and 3 gradient colors to work this whole thing up, and that's why I needed some more time, because this had to be produced also by me. In the end this pattern will appear somewhere beginning April, as well as the kit. In the end you don't have to use the kit to make it. You can also take your own yarn or weight, just what you prefer. It's just if you really like to make this, I have a kit available. That's important to mention. And well, this I will all tell about this in the next vlog, because it's not still here, and of course when I publish I will definitely let you know all about it. Then another new pattern coming up is a mandala. And actually, I'm in preparation for the biggest craft event here in the Netherlands, perhaps, for crocheters, knitters, quilters, sewing, whatsoever. It's in the middle of the country, in Houten. It's a crafting event where I'll be attending. And it's always a thing the last 2 years I was attending it, I brought a new thing with me to present over there. And so this year it will be the same. And I decided to do a mandala, of course, with my own, the guy with the hook and ade yarns. Because, I sell that, it's the most common thing to do for me. But in the end, it doesn't need the yarn. But the name is Arendelle, which is actually the brightest light of the biggest star. Some of you will definitely recognize this name from the Tolkien tales. In the end, Arendelle is a lovely mandala, and let me show you the result. And it's a real beauty. It's holding lots of new techniques to do, but I'm in love with how the outcome is. And this is just one ball of the guy of one cake, the guy with hook and ade in the color Hayfield. But just one ball of 400 meters is enough to make this, which makes it also a very suitable mandala because it not takes that much yarn. This is the color version, but I also love to make an unicolor version and a bigger one. So I took the unicolor held double and created a larger version, and I actually love the same of the unicolor as much as the gradient color. It's really popping out as well. This one is a bit larger, but yeah. So Arendelle will come, and I'm gonna talk about it much more when the pattern is released. And important to mention, I will publish and announce this pattern on the event. After that, I will of course put it online, and it will be available digital and whatsoever. It's for me, it's now really a part of presenting it there. And a few days later, it will be available for the whole world. So, patience, and all will come in the end. This was a nice preview, right? So, that's the pattern work for now. And let's see what we have more to tell. Okay, something else that was new this month was the guy with the Hook Storytime. And I felt really scared to introducing this, because it's very personal. But in the end, besides crocheting, knitting, dyeing, and all the other things I'll do at the moment, I really love story writing. And I already did this in my previous published books, writing a story as an introduction to patterns. I actually always do that. But of course, besides that, I also wrote other stories as well. And I thought we always, when during crafting, put on a podcast or a vlog or music or whatsoever as a background noise. It's not noise, but just as entertainment during making something. So why not make an audio book or an audio record of a story I have written? And perhaps people love listening to it while crocheting or knitting or whatever you do. Maybe you're cooking dinner for the kids. It's all possible. So I have recorded the first story called The Nightly Spinner. It is a ghost story about a legend here on the Veluwe, about a young woman who loved knitting and spinning. I recorded it and I published it here in my YouTube channel. And it has 10 chapters, 10 episodes. And every episode is just a few minutes. In 1 hour you could listen to the whole story. And I felt really scared introducing this because it's very personal. I've written this, and of course it's not perfect, and it's all fictional, but well, it's definitely always very scary to see how the reactions will be. And in the end, it's not listened that much, or I have not heard a lot about it. So perhaps this is what it is. If you have not seen it, listen it, or whatsoever, you can still visit it and see for yourself what you find about it. I will put a link under here as well. But in the end, this is always an experiment. You know, if there's no interest in it, and well, this is it, then fine. It will be this, and I will not do anything else with it. If you guys love it, I can record some more stories in different genres as well, because, well, there is still a crime story lying on the shelves. There is a love story on the shelves, and all these things involve our crafting. So the main subject always will be crocheting or knitting or spinning or whatsoever. Well, so definitely let me know what you think about it. And if you're interested, you can still visit and listen to it. It's here on my YouTube as a podcast. And, well, the link is under here. And when I'm talking about stories, it's finally time to announce another big thing. It's time to introduce the Advent yarn calendar of Veluwsch Verfgoed this year. And yeah, I've been talking a lot about it because, well, I feel when you're an indie dyer or you have an hand-dyed yarn shop, Advent is, especially the last years, a really big thing, at least here. Every shop has its own Advent calendar, and there goes a huge amount of work in it to create it. Lots of dyeing, lots of preparations, lots of packing. So that's the reason why we introduce it in spring, in April, as a pre-order, because you definitely have months of time needed to make this a success. And you, of course, need the investment to purchase all the yarn and the products needed to create it. But every year it's a surprise what yarn dyers will bring as a theme. And for me, it was already very clear at the beginning of this year I would use one of my own stories as base for the Advent calendar. So let me show you. The Advent calendar of this year is the tale of the story of Mira and the fox. Learn the true meaning of Christmas in 24 days by opening a part of this winter tale each day. So, my Advent this year will hold a self-written story, a Christmas story, that will tell the true meaning of Christmas, and you will explore a part of that story each day. And in the end, you have 24 pieces of story which will form the entire story. But you will also, well, let me tell you what you get. Of course, the Advent calendar holds 24 bags, and in those bags you find each day one hand-dyed skein, mini skein of yarn. And that mini skein of yarn is dyed. You will find besides that skein also a little card in your bag. And that bag holds a part of the story each day, but also an image that is connected to the story and where the color of the skein is dyed on. So in the end you will find 24 story cards with 24 skeins of yarn, and in the end, when all comes together, you have the full Christmas story, and you know the true meaning of Christmas, and you have 24 mini skeins of yarn. And I think that's a very special concept, because that's not done before, I think, I hope. At least for me it isn't, and it's my own story, so that makes it special as well. And yeah, another thing about it is it's not only yarn you get. You also receive 12 goodies. And so each 2 days you have one extra goodie. And those goodies are actually a reflection of the items we sell besides the yarn in Veluwsch Verfgoed. And they're very usable. And I have asked some collaborations with well-known names in the craft world here over in the Netherlands to create some goodies that are very special and only made for me and my advent calendar. So there will be pretty cool things in it, and not only a nice sweet or whatsoever. There are definitely good items in it. And important to tell, the calendar is available in mini skeins in sock yarn or in DK weight. The sock yarn has 20 gram skeins with 80 meters of yarn, and the DK version holds 20 gram skeins with 45 meters of yarn. So both is available. And of course, an advent calendar has also a price. And I know it's a high pricing. Most advent calendars in yarn are not that cheap, and that's of course very logical, because there's a lot of yarn in it, a lot of work, and a lot of production. So that pricing is what it is. But in the end, this advent calendar will cost you 160 euros. And if you're purchasing that from outside of the Netherlands, well, in Europe, of course not, but if you purchase overseas, you will have a 21% VAT discount for the taxes. But of course, take note that when ordering an advent calendar, for example, to the UK or the United States or whatsoever, you will definitely have taxes to pay when it's sent to you. So maybe you have now a bit of a cheaper price, but in the end you will pay that back when your advent calendar will be received at the customs. Important to tell. And of course, it's a huge amount of money to lay down for just one product. It's a pre-order, so you pay it now, and the package, the advent calendar, will be shipped around mid-October. But we need the time and the investment to create this. That's why we do it now. And important to say about it is, if you find it too high of an amount, you can also do it by purchasing it in 2 terms. Then you pay half of the amount needed now as a direct payment to settle your advent calendar. And the second payment of the other half will be around July 10th or before it. It's up to you if you pay it in advance before that time, or if you get a reminder from me. But to also make this available to people who doesn't have that much income but still like an advent calendar and want to do it in 2 parts, I have decided to do this as well. So, payment. In the end, it's a high price, but in the end, the calendar will cost you 160 euros. But the value, what's in it, is about 260 euros. So in the end, it's definitely, well, a good pricing. Important to tell is that the pre-order is now open. You can't order any extra items with a pre-order because, well, I will ship this out somewhere in October, in mid-October. And I can hold that long any other items for you. It would be such a mess to send out so many advent calendars with all extra items besides it. It will definitely result in making mistakes, probably. So that's not possible. If you want no shipment for advent calendars, just put it to your cart in my shop, and you can just calculate where to ship it to, and you will see the shipping costs. Of course, this is for most destinations in the world not very cheap, because shipping costs are getting higher and higher. I can't help it, it's just what it is. But well, it's your choice if you want it or not. And the last thing is to say, it's a pre-order, so the pre-order is open now. I have a certain amount of advent calendars available to dye, because I'm doing this on my own. I have 2 hands. I can make a certain amount of them, but I'm definitely not a fabric or a manufacturer like I have the accessibility to that much, I can make hundreds of it. That's what I wanted to tell. So the pre-order is limited, and when I'll get to the amount of calendars I can make, the thing will close up. So take that in mind when ordering. And when this is done, I of course will announce it. But in theory, the pre-order is open to May 4th, and then it will close. So I will know what to dye and what to make, and I can prepare and start things. But in the end, it can also happen. I really don't know what to expect, but if it's really popular, it also closes sooner because the amount of advent calendars available is already sold. I really don't know. Maybe this is just wishful thinking, but we will see. I really love this idea, and I really love how it turned out. I'm very excited about it. I really already know what is coming, and I really do hope, you guys will also love this. And this makes me, another thing, I will also put a teaser video after me done talking behind this to show you also a little teaser for the advent calendar. And that concludes my story, because I'm talking way too much already and too long. I've told you everything I want to know for now. In the next vlog, I will talk a bit more about the huge crafting event in Houten, the preparations and new stuff that's up and then, like the new color of the month is of course important to mention. But it will be less interesting for people outside of the Netherlands probably, because you don't have the access to this event. So probably the next vlog will be a bit shorter in English. But after that, of course, there will also come a video showing you how the event was, and that might be interesting once again. So for now, we have said and done everything we want. I wish you a very pleasant day, and I hope to see and speak to you in the next video. If you have any comments, questions whatsoever, feel free to ask them in the comments or send me a message anywhere, and I will answer it on the time I have the possibility. And we see each other in the next video. Bye bye.